Onward to Narsh, which is now a ghost town, except for the beginner's house. Odd.
How odd. Now that I think about it, this town should have been hit the hardest by the earthquake that split the continents up, given that half of it is a mine, which most of it should have caved in. Yet, even though it's a ghost town, the machines and the environment graphics are still running.
They only need 1.6 volts to actually run.
So we're running on potato batteries. That's awesome.
Didn't you die? Or didn't you fall off a cliff?
Oh, god damn it, who the fuck died from this shit?
There's
Besides
only one
the
Moogle
parents
around.
of Moogles.
Obviously, it's the Moogle we recruited into our party a year ago, so let's go get him back.
Because he's so adorable.
Though one does question what happened to the other Moogles.
Incidentally, what does Mog say if you let him fall to his death for the gold hairpin earlier in the game?
You don't get him back.
Nothing.
He just says Kupo.
He just
Can
says
you get
Kupo.
him? Wait, if you let him fall, you can get him at this point?
Yeah,
I thought that
No, he doesn't die if you let him fall off the cliff. You'll be an asshole, sure, but he doesn't die.
I thought that you couldn't get him if you let him fall off the cliff. I lied to my
you
little
just
brother
can't.
then.
You just couldn't recruit him until the Wall of Ruin.
Oh. I totally lied to my little brother then. He got so upset because I said, you can't get Mog now. Now I feel like a dick.
I forgot. That is the downside to the offering, is that your attacks are randomized. So if you're actually fighting a party of enemies, it's not as effective.
Well, it's good
Yeah.
for bosses.
Not multi-part bosses like the final ones.
Most bosses, at least.
On that subject, and slightly off topic, I'm playing Dissidia 012 right now, and Kefka totally steals the show.
Isn't that
Yeah.
how he normally is?
No, but I mean more than usual. It's like every time he's in a scene, it's like nobody else in the scene matters. He's the only one that
Well,
you're
he
paying
is
attention.
he is the Joker.
Actually, I think he's more akin to Jester from Devil May Cry 3. Might actually have the same voice. I'm not sure.
Do they add any more characters from Final Fantasy III Japan?
No. Well, what characters are they to add? All
Well,
four
they
Yeah,
could
parts.
have
I was
given
gonna
some of the
say.
personalities from the DS remake. I don't know.
Well,
I actually
they don't.
liked that one.
The only new characters are Gilgamesh from 5, I think, and then the ones that are on the back cover, which are Tifa, Yuna, Vaughn, Lightning, and Laguna.
Cade.
Oh, Kane. Yeah, I always forget about him. I don't know why I always forget about him. Yes, Kane is in there too. And,
What an incredibly generic name.
Wizard?
gave him the last name Highwind. Is that always his last name? Or... Excuse
What are
me.
you eating?
And that's me opening some pretzel because I have nothing else to say in this.
God damn, we're so close to the microphone.
Sorry.
Introducing our new guest commentator, who will be taking over me the next time my computer craps out on me.
Bag of pretzels.
Yes,
Pretzel bag.
oddly, he has more commentary of substance to add than I do. So,
So what do you have to say about this game, pretzel bag? How enlightening.
Fascinating.
I didn't know that was that
He's not afraid to
glitch
speak-
was there.
he's not afraid to speak his opinion, and he's very loud.
Suddenly I'm feeling so outclassed.
What was that pretzel bag?
Well, if Pretzel Bag can come in, can I bring in my other friend a box of Oreos?
Don't worry,
Oh
pretzel
my
bag.
god, we hit a new fucking low.
I
Don't
would
worry about it. I'm
invite
sure pretzel bag will be put on a bus by the time I'm done with them.
I would invite my Naruto DVDs, but I don't think I could stand to hear the words "believe it" that many times. So, let's see.
See, I told you he'd say Kupo.
You said Kupo, and he doesn't say Kupapo.
On that subject, the points you collect to Dissidia 012 are KP. Do you know what it stands for?
Kupo points?
No, just Kupo. It just stands for Kupo. It is the energy of the universe, according to the Mughals.
No, but actually, we just got one of the most useful relics of the entire game now by recruiting Mog. We got the Moogle Charm, which completely nullifies random encounters.
Finally!
So, half of me is excited because that means little to no editing.
A lot less tedious than the way you get it in Final Fantasy VIII, which involves running around in circles and grinding up ability points for 2 hours.
So you have to grind in order to avoid random encounters. So random encounters thus prevents random encounters.
Yeah, more or less.
This statement is false.
This statement is false. Yes, that's pretty much it. In Final Fantasy VIII, the no random encounters ability is a Guardian Force ability that you have to gain by 100 ability points. It's like 100 battles, or maybe 50 if you happen to grind in a really good place.
I wouldn't know.
To even get that far, you have to get the encounter half ability, which cuts your random encounters in half.
I don't know though, because I never really trusted those kind of accessories, because in this game in particular, besides the Moogle Charm, there's also the Charm Bangle, which says it reduces your encounter rate, but I swear to God, I don't see a fucking difference.
Oh, well, it just lowers probability is all it does. It's not something you're going to notice unless you're really counting the number of steps you take between battles. You know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, you have to have Mog in your party for this battle if you want to gain the dance ability for the snow areas.
So why is this one Ice Dragon, but the others are Dragon?
It looks like those... What are those little dinosaurs in Jurassic Park that everyone underestimates until they surprise butt-sex you with their carnivorism-ishness?
Raptors?
No, small ones.
Small ones.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
You know, the ones that kill Hammond in the book.
The little
dragons.
Yeah,
that probably caught everyone off guard because everyone's watched the movie but nobody's watched the book. Am I right? Yes, Hammond dies.
You don't watch a book, you read a book.
That's what I said.
Yep, definitely words.
Yes, well...
Well, then again, it's not as bad as people who watched The Lost World, the sequel to Jurassic Park, and then read the book and realized it has nothing to do with Jurassic Park at all.
They go to an island called Site B, and
or dinosaurs.
Ian Malcolm is the main character, but everything else, including the number of years that have passed since the first book, is completely different. How odd.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
4 dragons left. It's amazing that you just psychically know how many dragons there are.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Terra knows how to count.
Well, that, and I think that...
Don't worry.
Elric telepathy, hear me, brother.
You can talk to someone earlier. Oh, there's 8 dragons.
What do you mean you don't know what the when button is? I'm sure the Great Power will know.
Oh, well, let me see.
And I'm glad he finally got the Elric telepathy joke. I've done them many times.
It's a good thing this little rocky alcove didn't cave in during the Cataclysm, because, it would have been annoying if we didn't have this save point left.
The only thing that was affected by the apocalypse was the continents themselves. That's it.
It's the most clean and tidy apocalypse ever.
I would still argue Ganondorf and Ocarina of Time. He wrecks one town and the overworld actually gets safer.
That's not an apocalypse, that's a hostile takeover. Completely different. An apocalypse is what happens in Fallout. Humanity's too stupid to maintain its own warfare, so it blows itself to Kingdom Come.
So if America really did conquer the world...
Pretty much.
Prepare to be rushed in the bum. Oh, I can't get that backwards, I'm sorry.
So yes, you can finally get this Esper. It's been here since, the beginning of the game?
You know what?
Yep.
This Esper is of the most useless variety in the Final Fantasy series, the multi-element variety. I'll tell you this now, alright? If an enemy is weak against one of the 3 elements of Tri-Touch, it is almost certainly going to absorb one of the other 2.
So that's pretty much the case with everything.
And it's the same... It's the same for Kajata in 7. He's got multiple elements, and he's always going to wind up healing whatever you use him against. So don't even bother summoning him.
But at least he teaches you some good moves. I mean, it's the only way you can learn Ice 3 and Lightning 3.
Yeah, so Tri-Touch is more useful than Kajata, at least. But actually summoning him is pointless, actually. I don't
usually bother summoning people in this game.
Yeah, that's true. You know, their usage is limited per battle, and they don't really have enough kick to really make up for that, so...
Actually, I'm trying to remember exactly if I do summon at one point Tri-Talk. Oh, by the way, Tri-Talk gets a really drastic name change in the advanced translation. It starts with the letter V. I'm trying to remember what it is. But I think I do summon it later in this playthrough, and it actually does maximum damage to whatever I'm using it on.
Now, I probably missed my chance to mention this too, and I'm not sure why I thought of it now, but one of the espers is called Seraphim, right? In this version? Yeah. You know what, that always pissed me off, because all it needs to be called is Seraph. That fits, alright? Instead, what Ted Woolsey did was he took the plural of Seraph and crunched it down to fit the character limit. Now, I get the feeling that this is him trying to disguise a religious reference without actually changing the reference itself, but at the same time, it's just stupid.
Jump down a cliff. Sure, why not?
We've done it about 3 times in this game, haven't we? And we jumped down a fucking waterfall.
Ow, my knees! Ow!
Child's play.
Leon Kennedy would have been fine.
We didn't even have... we survived that fall, and we didn't even have to crash through a church roof to do it. Final Fantasy VI, so much better than 7. That is my entire basis for saying so. If you don't like it...
Yeah, I was like, really?
Ooh, Morrow's
I love this track. Yeah, I love this track, actually. It's
the most useless character ever.
No, Strago's way more useless than Umaro.
Now, Strago can be good if you learn him the right blue magic spells.
If you learn him,
just the berserker. Well,
if you learn him,
if you learn him the right.
If you give him a gauntlet in either the rage ring, he can do some really good damage.
Well, yeah, but he's not really useful enough to make up for the fact that you can't control him at all.
Well, all you would be doing is choosing the attack command anyway.
Oh, look, listen to this. At least with Gao and Mog, you have basic control over their movements, and when they go into a berserker mode, you choose exactly what berserker mode they go into. Gao is just there. He attacks, and that's it. He has exactly one trick to his name, and he's not nearly versatile enough for that to be useful. There's no adaptability. If Amara is the last person standing in your party for any reason, you're pretty much fucked.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, if it's a physical battle, Umaro would have a chance because he does, in addition to having a high attack, he has a really, really fucking high physical defense.
Yes, but by the time you get to the point where you have Amaro in your party, that's not really going to happen. Like ever. I like to bring him
to the Coliseum every once in a while for shits and giggles.
Well, yeah, at least then he's predictable. He'll beat shit up and he'll do it good.
Yeah, and he'll never ever heal himself. So there's that.
But then again, neither will your AI controlled your buddies.
Well, if you teach them only one spell and one cure spell, and then have them physically attack everything else.
Why would you ever do that?
Because you never use them for anything but the Coliseum. That's why.
Well, if you've got a character who's designed for the Coliseum anyway, why bother with that?
I wouldn't say he's designed for the Coliseum. He's just the obligatory berserker job. It's not like it's the first time Final Fantasy's done that.
It's the second time.
Maybe it's the third time, actually. 3 might have
Probably
had
the third.
No,
because
3 does not have. 3 didn't have
3
a
doesn't have a
berserker.
berserker. Okay, well then a second time then.
Alright. Well, I'm not saying a berserker isn't good under certain circumstances. I'm just saying those circumstances never seem to pop up in this game. So, what's the point of having him?
He's all alone. Dogpile him.
I mean, to me, it just seems like they included him for the novelty value of having a Yeti in your party.
Well, that'd be pretty cool. Wouldn't you want to have a Yeti following you around?
No, I would not. On account
Just
of
for the
I,
sake of you.
I like
Got a
to-
monkey in your party.
I like to minimize my chances of having my skull clubbed in at any moment, so I'd rather not have a Yeti following me
let's
around.
just
if
compromise and
it's
have a
the same
Wookiee.
deal. Well, a Wookiee can communicate and think. You just have to be able to communicate in growls to do it. No, not even that, because a Wookiee can understand English. They just can't answer in English.
I think Umaru was pretty intelligent though.
So,
He
so
can
I
talk.
Yeah, he just can't think. And, like, if I were to shout to Chewbacca, Operation Bone Claw Smasher, or something of that nature, he would know what I really mean is, something strategic. If I say that to Umaru, he's just going to run up and smash someone in the face.
He's going to beat me up.
Well, the Wookiee would know that it's supposed to be strategic, but nobody knows what you're talking about, so they just sort of stare blankly at you anyway.
Well, that's why we arrange these things beforehand with the Wookiee, damn it. Anyway, Umaru here is,
It's suddenly
Yeah,
6
so-
times the size.
yeah, he grew up, in the last 0.06 seconds. Is that significant in any way? Should I be
No,
celebrating
not really.
birthday or
But I
something?
defeated him so fast I didn't even get a chance to show what happens when he ingests a green cherry.
What
What does he
happens
do?
when he ingests a green berry?
He turns red.
Oh.
Does
And
it
he
let him
goes
go
to
3
con-
times faster?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. We need Mog in our party to recruit Umaru. Admirer of bone carvings. You see, he's a cultured Yeti.
Wait, you're renaming him.
Yeah, that was actually the only character I'm going to be renaming.
Monkey.
Monkey!
Monkey. That's such a cow.
Monkey!
Well, why
Is
didn't
there
you
a
name him
specific
Bomb? Why didn't you name him
What?
Bomb? That would have been funnier.
Is there a reason, like a specific
I'll
dialogue?
do so with my OP of it.
Ow, my ankles. They have
Really, that
disintegrated
kind of
beneath
ball
my
hurt
feet.
their ankles that they could revive such a fucking waterfall.
Ah, it was the straw that broke the camel's back.